That video was put out by Lowndes County DA Scott Cullum, running as a Democrat against Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith. Her office says that was not her on the phone, and Mike Hurst, the chair of the Mississippi Republican Party, accused Cullum and his team of violating federal law with what may be an impersonation. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees. Come together right now.
Welcome into the Lindsey Beckham Show on this fabulous Friday. It's a beautiful day outside. There's college football this weekend. And I think I heard the high was going to be around 80. So starting to not be quite so hot outside. Of course, with Mississippi, you never know what our crazy weather is going to do. But we are coming to you live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. If you have been following along with my journey with women's wellness, then you probably think I might look a little bit different, thankfully. But I think as of this morning, I have hit about 31 pounds I've lost on the semaglutide, the generic compounded Ozempic that they offer both at New Care MD, which is a part of Women's Wellness, and Men's Health of Mississippi, kind of all located in there together. And women, you are missing out if you don't go check them out. They offer a little bit of everything: skincare and facials and Botox and weight loss and hormone replacement therapy and just overall general health and wellness, lab work that we all neglect to do as often as we need to do it, especially busy moms. And also Morgan Charlie, who is over at Women's Wellness, is here with me on Tuesdays. We started having her come in a few weeks ago. She's come in to be a guest a few times, and then our chemistry was just great on air. And so she's going to be doing Tuesdays co-hosting with me. She has her own podcast called Get Real with Morgan Charlie. So y'all go check that out. Go give her a like or follow or whatever it is you do. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. We have added X into the mix where we live stream. Trying to get better about clipping out some parts and getting those posted for you guys. I think Clay likes to say like bite-sized bits that he does. So trying to get a little bit better at that. I'm not the most technological techie person, so it takes me a little bit to figure all of that out. And Andrew just told me as he was walking out, we have Andrew Gosser who has the show right before mine, and he was saying that one of his listeners had called in and said, I need a text line. So I'm going to work on that over the weekend, and Monday we'll have a text line. We will have a text line on Monday. Also Monday, I will have my friend Alex will be calling in, and we will be discussing I guess her journey with Girl Scouts. She's over in New Jersey, and she was let go as a troop leader because she refused to have her, I don't know what you call Girl Scouts. I mean, that was not me at all as a kid. I was not about to go camping, and no, bugs and dirt and those things scared the bejesus out of me. But she said she was not going to have her tribe, her troop, whatever you want to call it, her group of girls go to hold their meetings in this church where they were promoting the transgender flag. She wanted to make parents aware of what was happening. And because of that, she was punished and lost her place with the Girl Scout troop tribe organization there in New Jersey. So she has been all over the news, Newsmax, Fox, anywhere you can imagine. I have seen Alex, and she is going to be calling in to talk about, what's going on over there and how that was able to happen. Not only did they remove her, but they kicked her daughter out as well. Sickening. Absolutely sickening. Hurt an innocent child because you don't agree with her mom's political views. I can't understand it. I cannot understand it. Well, if you have opened a newspaper or turned on the TV today, you've probably seen at least a few clips from the very wild Senate hearing yesterday where RFK was put on the stand. He was going to be revealing his health care plan for the next year as he is over Health and Human Services, but he was grilled by some senators on both sides of the aisle, might I add. I'm going to get into that. Trust me, I'm going to get into all of it. But first, if you have been listening to Sean and I, we have been breaking down the Adelson trial that has been playing out in Tallahassee, Florida. Now, just to recap real quickly, there was a man killed, a law professor at the University of Florida in Tallahassee, who was gunned down in his driveway back in 2013, Dan Markell. Now, he was going through a divorce and a custody battle with his wife, Wendy. Wendy had a brother named Charlie and a mother named Donna. I guess I don't even have to say allegedly anymore. I guess it's fact now that they conspired and hired a hitman to kill Dan Markell. Wendy and Dan had two small children, two small boys, and the problem was that she wanted to move back to Miami to be closer to her family, and Dan wasn't okay with that because, of course, he wanted his children near him. This is where they had made their marital home. This is where his job was. This is where their children's daycare was. It's where their whole life was. And so he was not going to agree to that. So Wendy fought him on it in court. She lost. They even, her and her family went so far as to offer him $1 million if he would allow her to move from Tallahassee to Miami, which he immediately turned down, basically said, no way, no how. I'm not going to live that far apart from my children. And so they conspired and came up with a plan to kill him. They followed through with that plan. They had these two men who were a part of some gang follow him and, like I said, gun him down in his driveway. Now, the two hitmen have been convicted, as well as the kind of go-between person who was at one time the girlfriend of Charlie. And Charlie has also been convicted. So the past 2 weeks, this trial has been playing out where Donna, the mother, is the one who is being tried for murder and conspiracy. There were 3 charges. I can't remember the third one. Yesterday, they came in, they did jury instructions, and both sides gave their closing arguments. I think the prosecution gave their closing. They had a lunch break. They came back. The defense gave their closing. Donna decided not to testify, to take the stand on her own behalf. I thought they had dismissed court for the day. I thought that the jury had been let go and that they had gone home. So I wasn't really watching it the way that I would have been had I realized the jury was still deliberating. But they were. They did not go home. I guess they were so close to having a verdict that the judge kept them there. They deliberated for 3 hours and came back with a guilty verdict. So last night, early evening, Donna Adelson was handed down a guilty verdict on all 3 counts. There was a little bit of an outburst in the courtroom. the judge had to basically threaten to have her removed if she could not control her emotions. She looked as though she was shocked, which I can't fathom why she would be shocked. It seemed pretty clear to me that she was going to be convicted. And Sean disagreed with me a little bit. He said there wasn't a whole lot of evidence that really tied her to the crime, other than she signed a lot of checks that were paid to the kind of the go-between person who knew the hitmen and knew the family. Which to me, that how do you explain that away? But Donna's considered kind of the matriarch of this Adelson family, who are pretty much kind of self-made. I don't know that they're exactly millionaires, but they're very well-off, well-to-do family, well-known family. And I don't know if Donna just thought that because of that, she was above the law, or that she could possibly get away with this. But her world came crashing down last night. They have not sentenced her yet. I think the judge was ready to do so, but she seemed so unstable and couldn't quite get her emotions in check, under control. So they decided, the defense attorneys asked if they could hold off on that, and the judge agreed to do so. And then we heard the victim impact statements, which to me is the saddest part of any trial, is when you see the loved ones of the deceased or the murdered walk up and give their thoughts. Of course, both Dan Markel's mother and father asked the judge, respectively, to give Donna Adelson the maximum amount of time. I imagine that she will spend the rest of her life in jail. She is older, in her 70s. One thing I found out through the mom's victim impact statement was that I thought was absolutely horrific and disgusting, was that this family, Wendy Adelson, and probably under her mother's direction, had changed her two sons' last name from Markel to Adelson. What a slap in the face. Not only did you murder him or find someone to murder him, and I fully believe Wendy was involved. I fully believe that she will be arrested and prosecuted. I don't think that those prosecutors in the state of Florida is going to arrest until they find a way to convict Wendy as well. I think everyone believes that she was involved. But how disrespectful can you possibly be, whether you were involved or whether you weren't, to change the name of those two boys? Dan Markel's dad spoke and said that that was the last he had. Those boys were going to carry on his last name until they chose to change it. I find that disgusting. I find that horrific. And I cannot imagine how angry that must have made Dan Markel's parents. So that was pretty sad to watch, his mom and dad get up there and say, you took our son, you took our daughter's children's uncle. And I thought that they made a good point. They both spoke about how now Katie, who was the go-between, her children are left without a mother or father because the father of her children was one of the hitmen. They're both locked up. Charlie's children are left without a dad. Wendy's children are left without an uncle and a dad, and their paternal grandparents who live in Canada and who have not been allowed to see their grandchildren. They've gone so far as to form relationships with Florida legislators in order to get some sort of parental rights through, just so that they have an ability to speak to their grandchildren. Very, very sad situation. I don't think we've seen the last of it. I fully think they will be going after Wendy and Harvey, Wendy's dad, Donna's husband. So we'll continue to watch that and see how that plays out. But we are up against our first commercial break. Y'all stay with us right here. We will be right back on The Lindsey Beckham Show. Here, we will be right back on The Lindsey Beckham Show. WYAB.
Friday Night Lights, family, and a hot Johnny's Pizza House pizza on the table. Now, that's our kind of hunt. Make it a sweep the kitchen and bring everyone together. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice. Here in the South, we keep our football loud and our pizza loaded. Grab a Johnny's Pizza House, sweep the kitchen, and cheer on your hometown team. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
Pure Air Consultants has always been your go-to for reliable and affordable heating and cooling systems, and now we are offering day and night brand to avoid the 25 to 30% increases that everyone is talking about. With day and night, Pure Air Consultants professionals can install a reliable system with a 10-year system warranty, and right now receive $20 off on service diagnostic fees. Call us today, 601-939-7420, mypureairconsultants.com.
Friday Night Lights, family, and a hot Johnny's Pizza House pizza on the table. Now, that's our kind of hunt. Make it a sweep the kitchen and bring everyone together. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice. Here in the South, we keep our football loud and our pizza loaded. Grab a Johnny's Pizza House, sweep the kitchen, and cheer on your hometown team. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
Doctor, the AC doctor, what's your diagnosis? My whole house was hot as a fever. Now my house frozen, cause my air condition's so. Doctor, my AC's broken. Doctor, the AC doctor, he healed my house, bless my soul.
The AC Doctors is your one-stop provider for air conditioning and heating installation, service, and repair. Contact us for money-saving repairs and lower energy bills.
Doctor, the AC doctor, he healed my house, bless my soul.
Google the AC Doctors and get some relief today. TheACDR.com.
Your roof is constantly exposed to the elements, battling dirt, algae, and stains. But with Watkins Construction and Roofing Roof Wash Service, you can keep it looking like new. A proprietary rooficide treatment is EPA approved, safe, and guaranteed to prevent algae from coming back for at least 2 years. No harsh chemicals, no damage, no black streaks. Just a clean, beautiful roof that lasts. Call Watkins Construction and Roofing at 601-966-8233 or visit nomoreroofstains.com today.
Pop's Auto Sales on Highway 49 in Florence is where you come to buy quality cars, trucks, and SUVs. Priced to fit your budget. At Pop's Auto, we specialize in trucks. From four-wheel drives to diesels, our satisfied repeat buyers know Pop's has one of the largest truck inventories for any independent dealer, period. Browse Pop's inventory at popsautosalesllc.com and get pre-approved for a zero down payment with approved credit, with warranties and service contracts available. Pop's Auto Sales, your home for trucks. Highway 49 South in Florence.
Business owners, tired of drowning in payroll, compliance, and back office headaches? P-Police has your back. P-Police can free you from the never-ending grind of employee administration, such as time and attendance, onboarding, background checks, even business insurance. While you focus on growing your business, P-Police handles the paperwork. Stop stressing and start succeeding. Partner with P-Police, locally based in Ridgeland. Visit ppolice.com and get back to business.
Come together.
All right, welcome back to the Lindsey Beckham Show. This segment is going to be brought to you by Pure Air Consultants. And if you are anything like me, you probably run your air conditioner all year round. I know I am a much happier person when I'm not hot. When I'm hot and sweating, it's the worst when you're trying to get ready, especially if you're a woman. You women know what I'm talking about out there. If you are having to stop yourself from getting ready because you're sweating because you're blow drying or straightening your hair, and then you've already gotten your makeup on and now you're sweating your makeup off, and it's just a whole hot mess. And then that makes you so irritable that before you're even fully ready, you don't even want to go wherever it is that you were getting ready to go. But Pure Air Consultants has been around for over 40 years, and they have been delivering exceptional cooling systems to Central Mississippi. And they are a great sponsor of WIB. They sponsor several of our shows here, and we always want to patronize those who believe in what we do here at WIB. And so they want to offer you a rare gift, a free labor warranty for 5 years. And that's a new construction build, thermostat, installation, and more. Financing is available at Pure Air Consultants, and you can find them at mypureairconsultants.com. So if you need them, give them a call. Tell them you heard about them on WIB. They also clean out dryer vents, which is something that I think everybody should do. We don't realize what a hazard that is, especially if you're washing lots of clothes, you have lots of kids like me. Some of that lint's getting caught up in there, and that becomes a fire hazard. And of course, the last thing any of us need is a fire starting in our homes. So take advantage of that service offered by Pure Air Consultants and give them a call today. 601-879-0002 is the number to call in here at the station at the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi Studios, where I'm coming to you live from. I want to know your thoughts. Did you watch the Senate hearing yesterday? What did you think? Was anybody as appalled as I was at some of the comments made by our U.S. senators? I find it despicable, disgusting, horrendous that any one of those people want to get up there and accuse a man of anything, any wrongdoing, when he is the only person thus far in government who has had the nerve and the backbone to stand up to big pharma and the vaccine industry and say the truth, to speak the truth, and to demand safety studies be done, that those safety studies be made public to the people, for some transparency for once in government, and to not back down when they come for him. RFK Jr. is a hero, and he should be hailed as one. I could not believe my ears when I heard some of those senators yesterday. I wanted to go through the screen and yell at them. Probably worse. I can't say what I really wanted to do. These are the people, by the way, who are taking campaign donations probably from the very vaccine manufacturers that are producing the newest and latest vaccines that have not been studied, that there is no safety testing done on. RFK Jr. is the first person who has had the nerve to go against our food industry, who is talking about seed oils, who is talking about dyes, who is talking about all the things that we allow environmentally into our cleaning products, our food, our makeup products, hair products, that is harmful, and attempting to stop it. And we're going to criticize him for that? We are the most unhealthy country in the world. And that is because we haven't had an RFK in office until now. Now we have somebody in there who is going to fight to make it right. And what are those senators going to do? Sit there and criticize him? They have a lot of nerve. They have a whole lot of nerve. I thought he handled himself beautifully to be under the attack that he was under. It was relentless. Senator Warren kept on and on and on about COVID vaccines not being available. And I thought we'd all realized the obvious here, that the COVID vaccine didn't work, that it was harmful. All these young, healthy people dying suddenly, the pericarditis, myocarditis. Have we not all realized that yet? I mean, I'm guessing, I don't know where Senator Warren has been, hiding her head, refusing to acknowledge the obvious. But she kept on, and RFK kept telling her, you're lying, because she was. COVID-19, or COVID vaccines are available. But she was furious that they're no longer recommended for healthy people. And he asked her, he said, do you want me to recommend something that I know doesn't work? Is that what you expect me to do? That's not his job. He wouldn't be doing his job. So then, and I thought it was brilliant, he brought up the fact that she's taken over $855,000 from Big Pharma. She didn't have anything to say about that. Bernie Sanders did, though. He said they all take that. They all take Big Pharma money. So guess what? You're probably all indebted to them in some kind of way. And that's why we saw every senator get up there and lie and attack the one person who is standing for truth. We did have a few senators. I say all of them did that. Not all of them. We had a few who are on the right track. Senator Bennett, now he had an issue with RFK appointing Dr. Malone to a CDC Vaccine Advisory Committee. He had an issue with that. He said that he asked RFK, did you know that Dr. Malone was a COVID denier or a COVID vaccine skeptic? So RFK hit him back with, did you know that Dr. Malone was one of the inventors of the mRNA technology? Senator Bennett attempted to speak over him and not allow anyone to hear that. I thought it was funny that they had 5 minutes each to ask these questions, yet they didn't wait on an answer. They didn't care about the answer. They were yelling and screaming over whatever it was that RFK was trying to say. He said Dr. Malone is one of the inventors of the mRNA vaccine. He knows a lot more about it than I do. than anybody does, to be honest. I was ecstatic when I saw that Dr. Robert Malone had been put on that committee by RFK. It went on and on and on. We're going to talk about some more things that were said and some more responses that RFK gave. I could see him getting rattled a little bit here and there, but overall, he stood up to those monsters. The people, the bureaucrats who are on the take, should we say, from Big Pharma. Of course, they don't want someone to come in and demand that we show the studies. That's going to hurt their pockets. They don't want that. Vice President J.D. Vance had some nice words after the hearing as well. We'll discuss that when we get back. We got to take a break here. Stay with us on the Lindsey Beckham Show. We got to take a break here. Stay with us on the Lindsey Beckham Show.
.1039 WYAB.
Nick Thane served Mississippi for over a decade in the State House. During that time, he fought for our children by protecting them against explicit materials pushed by the woke agenda. He protected taxpayers by streamlining government and helped create policies that have made Mississippi better. Nick and his team at Bain Bowen will use the same tenacity in helping you with all your legal matters. Call them today at 601-953-2994. Find Nick online at bainbowen.com. That's BAIN Bowen.com.
Did you know that the average 6-room house collects 40 pounds of dust each year? Local business Pure Air Consultants duct cleaning service can rid your home of the dust, dirt, and debris that may be caught in your air ducts. They can eliminate the mold, fungi, and microbes that might be growing inside your ductwork and polluting the air you breathe in your home. Mention WYAB and receive a free UV light with system replacement. Visit online at mypureairconsultants.com. mypureairconsultants.com.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Pure Air Consultants has always been your go-to for reliable and affordable heating and cooling systems, and now we are offering day and night brand to avoid the 25 to 30% increases that everyone is talking about. With day and night, Pure Air Consultants professionals can install a reliable system with a 10-year system warranty, and right now receive $20 off on service diagnostic fees. Call us today, 601-939-7420, mypureairconsultants.com.
Into law to improve safety at youth camps after the deaths of 27 campers and counselors in July's flash floods.
We are doing more than just changing campgrounds in Texas. We're changing the future for our children and for their families.
CBS News Chicago's Darius Johnson on a demonstration over the Trump administration plans to launch a major immigration sweep. 250 federal officers could be part of it.
Protesters are pushing back against the federal immigration crackdown outside this ICE facility. Now, this facility usually handles immigration cases, but now it's being called Ground Zero for the crackdown.
475 people were detained at a raid at a Hyundai plant in Georgia. Stephen Schrank is a Homeland Security agent.
The investigation resulted in the arrest of 475 individuals and is focused on ensuring accountability for those who violate.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Patrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrio and taste the traditions. El Patrio, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
Here's a word from John White, the owner of Two Gun Tactical in Flowood and Ridgeland.
I carry a gun every day, all the time. Last year in America, 2 million legal guns were pulled and it stopped the threat. So I'm really wearing a firearm just to stop the threat. There's more likelihood of me just pulling it and not using it than there is using it. 2guntactical.com, 2guntactical.com.
2 Gun Tactical, the South's only country club.
If you want the best health care, where do you go? The Mayo Clinic. If you want the best care for your vehicle, where do you go? Mayo Auto Clinic in Raymond. Mayo Auto Clinic does foreign and domestic vehicles and diesel repair. Mayo Auto Clinic has ASE certified techs with over 25 years of experience. You can extend the life of your car or truck when you take it to Mayo Auto Clinic. For cost-effective repairs and maintenance, go to the best, Mayo Auto Clinic. Open weekdays at 7 a.m. Highway 18 in Raymond.
Hi, folks. Kim Wade here. Mississippi Energy Services provides generators. That's right. You may not need it now, but when you need backup power, you need a backup power generator from Mississippi Energy Services. Never again have to worry about being without heat, air conditioning, or all your frozen items spoiling because your energy was lost. You got backup power now, and it's so reliable. You'll be pleased with Mississippi Energy Services. Online at msenergy.us.
Come together right now.
Welcome back to the Lindsey Beckham Show, where we are discussing yesterday's Senate hearing where RFK Jr., who was over our Health and Human Services, was grilled by many senators on both sides of the aisle. You know, I think it's pretty clear. If you go look at any posts, any news stations, any WABT, WLBT, really any post talking about this that you can find that doesn't have comments limited to whoever it is that they want to be able to comment, you will see the vast majority of people are for choice. They are for transparency. Transparency breeds trust. Right now, Americans do not trust big pharma. We do not trust the medical industry. We have proven, RFK has proven through data and studies that ultra-processed foods are bad for people. There are so many things that they allow into our food here in America that are not allowed in food in other countries because it's harmful. But money talks. Follow the money, you will find the corruption every single time. In fact, the Mississippi State Department of Health put out a post the other day advocating for ultra-processed foods. What? That's insanity. You're supposed to be the Department of Health. Why would you tell people to go out there and buy ultra-processed foods when you know there are better options and that those types of things are harmful to our bodies? RFK was chastised over and over again for not knowing exactly how many Americans died from COVID-19. How could he possibly know? No one knows. There's not a single person who knows how many Americans died from COVID, and I'll tell you why. Because the Biden administration, this department under Biden's administration, counted every single person who died with COVID as if they died from COVID. There's no possible way to know the number of people who died from COVID alone. There's also no possible way to know how many people were saved from the COVID-19 vaccine. I'm telling you, I was appalled. I was absolutely appalled at some of the things that were said to RFK yesterday. He talked about a study that was done over a long period of time. Now, the data from this study has never been released, but Senator Johnson from Wisconsin, a Republican from Wisconsin, he kind of came to RFK's defense. And he said, let's talk about the corruption. Let's talk about Big Pharma. Let's talk about the food industry. And so Kennedy said, I'll give you one example. I could sit here, give you thousands, but in 2002, the CDC did an internal study in Fulton County, Georgia, of children. They looked at children who got the MMR vaccine on time when it's recommended, and they compared that to kids who waited and got that vaccine later. The data showed that the Black boys who got the vaccine on time had a 260% greater chance of getting an autism diagnosis than children who waited. And you try to tell me that vaccines don't cause autism? You can go tell that lie somewhere else. I know better. I know better. Not only did that study reveal that, but at the time, the chief scientist at the CDC was ordered to destroy it, destroy the data. Senator Johnson went on to say that next Tuesday, there is going to be a study released for the first time. It was originally conducted in 2000. The results have been buried for 25 years now. Now, what did the data from that study show? It showed that the vaccinated population is far more prone to chronic illnesses than people completely unexposed to vaccines. Attorney Aaron Seary will unveil the full findings on Tuesday. I cannot wait for Tuesday. I cannot wait to be vindicated. I cannot wait for RFK to get up there and show the correlation with vaccines and autism. I know there are so many other parents out there who feel the exact same way. Now, Senator Marshall, a Republican from Kansas, also a licensed OBGYN, by the way, came to RFK's defense as well. Dr. Marshall talked about how brand new babies, as soon as they're born, are now getting the hepatitis vaccine. A baby dying from hepatitis B is 1 in 7 million, he said. So it leaves you to wonder, why on earth are we injecting a newborn baby with toxins? 3 hours of basically relentless attacks went by before a Republican senator from Idaho, delivered a sharp observation that pretty much summed up the entire hearing in just 2 sentences. What he said was this: I said at the outset of this hearing that there was going to be some partisan battling going on. That is something that is very obvious to anybody who's paid attention to what's happened in the last 3 hours. They were calling for RFK to resign, but I can tell you this, if they want him gone, you're going to have to wait for another political opportunity, because yesterday they struck out. RFK says that he refuses to sign on to something unless he can stand behind it with scientific certainty. That does not make him anti-vax. It makes him pro-science. Now, J.D. Vance had some words for these senators. What he said, what he tweeted out after this hearing yesterday was, when I see all these senators trying to lecture and gotcha Bobby Kennedy today, all I can think is this: you all support off-label, untested, and irreversible hormonal therapies for children, mutilating our kids and enriching Big Pharma. You're full of it, and everyone knows it. And all God's people said amen. One of the senators asked him how he could stop recommending these vaccines, how he's hurting children. This is hurting children. RFK is hurting children. And I love this. I love what he said back to him. He said, Senator, you've sat in that chair for how long? 20, 25 years? While the chronic disease in our children went up to 76%, and you said nothing. You never ask the question why it's happening. Today, for the first time in 20 years, we learned that infant mortality has increased in our country. It's not because I came in here. It's because of what happened during the Biden administration. And we're going to end that. Hero. Absolute hero. To stand up to those men and women yesterday who criticized this man for wanting nothing but safety studies, and for everyone to finally tell the truth. I, for one, am incredibly thankful for RFK Jr. and what he is doing. I hope that there is someone guarding that man and watching out for his safety every single second. Because there are a lot of people that are going to be exposed, and their pocketbooks are going to suffer. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
.1039 WYAB.
Knock your healthcare needs out of the park with City Center Drugs. Hi, this is Mary Beth Hardy, owner of City Center Drugs, located at the District at Eastover in Jackson. City Center Drugs is your home run destination for prescriptions, over-the-counter medications, vaccines, and even unique gifts with custom gift wrapping. Whether you're aiming to maintain a healthy lifestyle or looking to score the perfect gift, City Center Drugs has got you covered. Swing by today and experience the winning team at City Center Drugs. Visit us online at citycenterdrugs.com and go Braves.
For over 15 years, A1 Gear and Auto has been your hometown specialist for your auto repair and maintenance needs. From brake repair to placement to radiators, engines, starters, alternators, heat, and AC water pumps, and more, A1 will get your vehicle back up and running and on the road and in a timely manner. A1 is one of the only shops in the metro that specializes in rear differentials, rear ends, and rings and pinions. Call today to set up an appointment, or if you got questions, at 601-939-1060. A1 Gear and Auto, your hometown vehicle specialist.
It's time to fall into savings at Mazda of Jackson. With ball games, road trips, and all the busyness, don't miss a thing. With 2.9% financing for 36 months on a new 2025 Mazda CX-5. Or get 2.9% financing for 63 months on the 2025 CX-90. 1-year maintenance is included on your new vehicle purchase. And take advantage of the pre-tariff inventory that's almost gone. Shop online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road in Jackson.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Come see me, Jamie Creel, and let us help protect what is important to you.
Hello, I'm Gary Jolly from the Tractor Store. LS Tractor understands your passion for the land, and just like you, LS Tractor is committed to excellence and superior products. LS Tractor comes with a long list of standard features that are unmatched by other brands and backed with the LS commitment to provide exceptional customer service and satisfaction. You get a lot more for your money with the LS Tractor. Come to the Tractor Store in Richland to experience the LS difference. The Tractor Store in Richland.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repair? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
It can be hard to move past the guilt, times of weakness, and regret, knowing you weren't there for your family when they needed you the most. But there is life after addiction. We're seeing broken families restored, one man at a time, through our vehicle, cash, and thrift store donations. It's given Mercy House Adult and Teen Challenge the ability to help these men succeed in having better lives. Donate a vehicle, running or not, and we'll come pick it up. Call today, 601-572-7296, or visit us at vehicledonationsms.com.
This is Jack Hoffman. For nearly 31 years, Tico's Steakhouse has been a staple of fine dining in Jackson, Mississippi. Dad has long since desired for me to come work alongside him. And now that I'm here, I would like to invite you to come experience our family tradition of our hospitality, sizzling steaks, and healthy poured beverages. Our dining rooms are open and we are taking reservations. Our private rooms are also available along with takeout. Call today or stop in and experience Tico's in the second generation.
Tico's Steakhouse, East County Line Road in Ridgeland, 601-956-1030.
Welcome back to the Lindsey Beckham Show. We only have just a minute here, but I did want to reiterate that on Monday, my friend Alex will be here. I was going to play this little clip so you could hear a little bit more about who she is.
Not a career politician. She's not a professional activist. She's a mom. That's exactly what makes her so dangerous.
Mother of three.
Alexandra Bauer. My friend Alex Bauer. Alex Bauer is living proof that when everyday parents step up, they can change everything.
I really thought that Girl Scouts was about community, God, and country. If I don't know who you are, if I don't know what you're...
Well, of course, our internet would stop working as I'm in the middle of playing that. But she is the mom in New Jersey who lost her role, her position with the Girl Scouts because she refused to go along with having their Girl Scout meetings in a building, a church building, actually, where they displayed the transgender flag and also had a transgender performer come in and sing for kids. Anyway, she's going to break all of that down for us and let us know what's been going on over there with her, how her children were also kicked out of their Girl Scout tribe, where they've been a part of, a member of for many, many years. And, she works with kids all the time. She's a cheer coach. So this was heartbreaking for her. And it's a sad day when an organization that was supposed to be about God and country has turned into this woke agenda that they're pushing on young children. It needs to stop. And it's going to take moms and dads like Alex to make sure that happens. We'll be gone for the weekend, but we will be right back here Monday, same time, same place. Tune in and we will see you then. Bye.